Are we rolling? Yes?
Yes.
Are we good? Good evening. Good evening. Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Third Eye Sailing. Here with Haley and Dustin. Dustin and Haley. Dust Daily. Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
It is 8:41 p.m.
We said we were going to get one out today. We're getting one out today.
God damn it! Here we are. We're still tired from yesterday.
We'll get to that.
Let's go into highlight, low light. You first.
Well, I'd say the highlight of
The obvious.
the week, the obvious, if you've seen the Instagram posts, boat is now a 30-minute walk compared to a 2-hour trek.
Not a 40-minute bus ride, not a 2-mile walk, half-hour walk.
Just a 2-mile walk to the boat.
20
And actually,
minutos.
not even 2 miles. I think it's like a mile.
A mile and a half. Maybe with all the dock we have
Maybe.
to walk. It's
Yeah, maybe. The dock's probably a mile.
No, it's not. Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Low light.
All
the things wrong. No.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, there's not all that much wrong, so not anything major. Anyway, it's just little minor
Teeny
stuff.
tiny.
Part of owning an old boat. So, low light, I guess. We didn't have much wind yesterday. That's my low light. It's mostly motor day.
We had the sails up, sort of, but didn't do anything.
No. Okay. Highlight, low light.
Highlight. Oh gosh, I had some. Oh yes, on our 6-hour trek, I didn't see him obviously, but we saw the 2 other people on the boat. Saw 2 harbor porpoises, and then we saw a seal poking its head out of the water in the Semiahmoo Channel, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Drayton Harbor Inlet, whatever thing.
I didn't. Did you expect to see anything there? Because that
No.
was the last place.
Yeah, it was the last place I would have thought to see anything, but
that's fine. Oh, that was my highlight because I wanted to see something, so we saw something. Technically, Earth Day. Low light. My phone shit the bed on Monday, so this week I was kind of not in touch with reality, which is, I guess, a first world problem. I don't care. It wasn't fun. I didn't like being in the abyss of having no technology. I tried my laptop. I broke that even more because, as you may find or come to know, technology is not my friend. So I have now actually broken my laptop by throwing it on the floor. Not throwing it, just like knocking it off the couch with my foot ever so slowly.
Yep.
Oh, but I did.
You did?
I did. So, all right, short story-ish, really quick, trying to make it quick. My phone, the whole screen, it just stopped working. Nothing, I didn't actually like drop it or anything. It just, 5 years old, that's like record for me keeping a phone. So yeah, the touchscreen just stopped responding, and Mr. IT tried everything over here to get it working again, but it just did not want to.
No.
So, once I got the new phone set up, Dustin was like, maybe you should keep it in case you get mad at your new phone, and then you can just take it out on the old phone. So that's what I did. Put it in a paper grocery bag, went to the back stoop, and he gave me a hammer. And then I started hearing glass when I was smashing it on the what is that? Concrete out there? Concrete step? Yeah. You said I bent it, right?
Yeah, you like. I wouldn't say you broke it completely, but you crushed it pretty good. So I don't think anyone's getting anything out of that.
Now, so we have to get, if anyone's listening in the Pacific Northwest, we have to get one of those places. What was it called?
Smash therapy
Yes.
or something like that.
It's in Rochester. Look it up.
Yeah, you just go into just a space. I think it's like they do like different packages and you can break different things and they give you like protective goggles and hearing protection and all this stuff and they give you a big hammer and they just say smash away. I think you get like
it's like an hour.
It's like an hour.
That's really scary.
I think like with the different packages you can get like different time frames. I feel like it's a half hour, but maybe some of the like you can get ones where like you're smashing TVs and like big stuff. So
we're not endorsing violence, but we are.
But I don't know, it works.
I have issues. I have anger issues. I'm working on it. Was that the low light? Yeah, that was the low light. Yeah, so it was a good weekend. You know, like he said, we found a bunch of more little things that we have to figure out. We played Find the Hose today.
Oh yeah, for I don't know how long.
Like half hour.
I think it was more than that, but just the head sink. The hose isn't connected to anything for the drain, and I didn't realize it till it's probably been that way since we bought the boat. Just didn't realize it till yesterday, other day, I don't know. And so I haven't really been using it, but I'm like, we really got to fix it because we have a slight water pressure issue. So the pump turns on, but it doesn't turn off because it can't build pressure all the way because we can't, run the faucets a little bit to try to get everything to pressurize, right? So yeah, we got to figure out where that goes.
Attach another hose somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I was just doing some looking online. It looks like some people have it set up where it goes to a through hull up front, so we'll have to figure that out. Yeah.
What was the thing with the when you guys had to like stop the motor or like slow it down?
Oh, yeah, we have this almost like a whine at like 2000 RPM. We're not quite sure what it is. The transmission's pretty new. I think it was from 2018 it was replaced. So it could be the damper plate. I was talking to my buddy today. He said check the transmission fluid, so we'll check that. There should be a dipstick back there, I think. Yeah, I mean, just little stuff. We gotta check the steering out. It was a bit tight. Low RPMs it was fine. Higher RPMs and anything above like 3 knots is starting to bind. So it's just stuff.
Motor issues.
Not even motor issues. It was just stuff.
What have you been following?
Oh, so those of you who may not know,
Like me.
None of you do know, probably. It's never really. It's usually in the news, but like no news stations ever cover it. So there's a race that is called the Golden Globe race.
Not to be confused with the Golden Globes.
Yeah, it's the Golden Globe. It's how many? I feel like it's 20 boats, 25 boats. I forget.
Is there a
bunch.
limit?
I don't remember if there's a limit. I know like about over half of them already dropped out.
Right, so it's a race, by the way.
It's a race. It is a global race.
Global.
I don't remember really where it starts or where it ends, because it starts and ends in the same place, right? Because you have to circumnavigate. But it's almost done. Kirsten, I don't know her last name, is in the lead. She would be the first woman to win. So the big thing with the Golden Globe, and the big thing why it's maybe doesn't make national news because of it. You race like it's 1968. So only boats older than, I think they have to be considered vintage. So they have to be, I think it's 1975 and older.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought you just couldn't use any like modern tech.
That's part of it, but the boat itself has to be.
Oh, wow.
It's either 1975 or maybe even older than that.
What happens when there's no boats at all?
Then they won't hold the race anymore.
Well, that's just sad.
Or they'll have a new vintage, right?
Yeah.
In however many years when those boats are kicking around. Yeah, I mean, so it can't be. It has to be 36 feet or less. Can't have any modern technology. The only radio contact you can have is with the race officials.
Not even the Coast Guard?
Nope.
What?
I think for like super emergencies, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there have been a couple incidents already. I think there was one big one, where the guy had to be. I think he had to be like rescued by like a helicopter and stuff.
Oh my god.
I think he got knocked down by like a rogue wave, by a storm. He got caught in a storm and like his mask broke and all this stuff.
God.
I'm pretty sure, but yeah, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's not just your normal everyday circumnavigation. It's, a lot of it, you're going off books that were written, hundreds of years ago. That talk about weather patterns, and you're looking at tide charts.
Yeah, that's what she's. What other way is there to do it besides that?
Yeah, I mean that's how you do it, and you just know, almost become one with nature in a way, right? Like how people used to sail, kind of. You see a storm coming, and you figure out which way it's heading, and either you're going into it or you're running away.
Crazy. I don't know about all that.
So I think it's been a couple years since they did it. I feel like I'll have to look and get back to you on that, but I feel like this one's kind of big because I think it's been a minute since they did it.
And maybe since the vid.
Yeah.
Even though everyone's.
Yeah, even though you're isolated. I mean, you're on a boat in the middle of nowhere, but.
But she got brownie points.
She did. She did get brownie points for helping the guy, the person.
Oh, the one guy? So he was in the race?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of the other racers.
Okay, she went and helped him.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah,
I thought it was just some random.
Nope. It was someone in the race.
Okay. Well, that brings us to what I wanted to talk about. So, okay, preview a little bit. So, third eye and the third eye sailing. It's partially kind of, we already had talked about it. Like, we're really big into the divine timing, letting the chips fall where they may, so to speak. But also, it'll be about a year now that I realized / started to be able to see colors around people so some may call them aura colors. So I had been listening to a podcast for a while, and then I started looking at pictures, and just like a certain way, like I kind of see the colors. I'm looking at the picture, but I kind of let it go out of focus, and I kind of see the colors. This doesn't make any sense if you don't know what I mean, but like right above my right eye, it's like I'm seeing them but not seeing them, but I am seeing them because that's like colors that they're like plain as sight to me. So I just started. I had been doing readings then, and once I started getting really good at it and practicing, I've done lots of like email readings for people, and my family and I, it's just like very normal conversation. Like my mom will send me pictures of people, like, what are their colors? What are their colors? What do you see? So that's that. And so I just decided that we could add a little segment here on a sailor reading. So we had recently watched the new Netflix special, True Spirit, about Jessica Watson, who I aspire to be. She's super cool, and but she's been sailing it really good. If you haven't seen it, I mean, even if you're not into sailing, it's very, very inspiring and like pretty suspenseful, and even more suspenseful because it's a true story. So, and it's not like a documentary. It's like an actual movie. And they got a girl who looks a lot like her to star as her. But I looked at her colors after we watched it, like the real girl's colors, just on Google, and I found that oh gosh, I have it written down here. What is she? I think, well, it's funny because her boat is super pink, and she's definitely pink and purple, and I think she definitely wears some blue too. I think she more got the blue as she got a little older. So, I mean, really quick with the pink and the blue and the purple meanings. Pink, they're definitely the type of people who just find the joy in whatever they're doing. That's not everybody. It's definitely a pink thing. They just see the beauty and the joy in life, and they can make anything fun. They can make going to the grocery store just an adventure and super fun. And then we got purple, which is very curious, doesn't really live by the rules of society, kind of rebellious, and just wants to stand out and be different, but not to necessarily like show off, look at me, but they need to go against the grain. It's just like in their nature, they have to be unique. And then the blue, just blue is one of the empath colors, and so is purple, but blues, they're really like the healers of the earth. They want to help people, and they can feel people's feelings just like their own, and they just are usually very kind, and always see the good in people, even if when they shouldn't, they usually always do. So that's just a quick thing with those colors. But I mean, gosh, it's no wonder that she was those colors, especially the pink and the purple, because you're not going to find any average Joe going and trying to do what she did at her age. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Especially at her age.
So she was 16. And what was it no, she wasn't a race. It was just like she just decided she wanted to go around the world.
Yeah,
like nonstop.
I don't think it was a record or anything. Well, I think she ended up setting a record for being like the youngest like one of the youngest unassisted or something. I feel like
to circumnavigate.
Yeah, I feel like she set some sort of record.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, it's just really good. So inspirational, especially. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't she? Oh, isn't she dyslexic?
Yes.
Yes, she's dyslexic. So, I mean, she probably has to learn. She had to learn all of these different ways to read charts and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, you mix up words, and I know she was mixing up at least in the movie, right? She was mixing up like her latitude and longitude and getting kind of all that confused. So
Yeah. But then she's been sailing her whole life, and like her and her family, they've been on boats, and that's how she started. She started so young, so she definitely had that advantage. But still, everybody's got their stuff that they have to make adjustments with, which is very everybody's got their thing. So it just goes to show that you can overcome it, and that's why we're here too. To prove that it's possible. Anything else you want to say about that?
No. Covered it.
Dustin is green blue. I'm purple indigo. We can get into those another day. But any irrational complaints for you? I have one. But I can't. I said that last time.
I guess the only kind of irrational complaint I have is, I guess I need to stop touching things because they break.
That's a complaint against yourself?
Yeah.
Aw. Everything I touch gets ruined, like Charlie Brown.
Everything I touch is ruined. So, I mean, that's really just what that is.
No, it's not true.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, I guess everything else is kind of expected it in a way. I don't know. I'm just used to that. Everything on a boat breaks. Isn't it? Doesn't boat stand for like break out another tool or something like?
Oh, what does Ford stand for again?
Found on roadside dead. Break out another tool. I like that. Normally it's break out another 1,000, but I think it should really be break out another tool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
Patent, stamp it.
Yeah.
Ours. Okay.
Yep. Sell it.
My irrational complaint, I don't like when dumbass people go in our slip.
Yeah.
There's a boat that isn't ours currently in our slip in the marina. It should not be there.
Technically, according to the guy at the marina, we shouldn't be there either. He was kind of like, "Well, it's supposed to be empty." Well, I don't care if it's supposed to be empty. I was told I could move my boat here, so I'm moving my boat.
And it's been there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Bye. Leave.
So we're in the slip next to it, which is technically taken. So
then somebody is going to call about us complaining, somebody's in my slip.
Well, not my problem. Sorry.
This person needs to leave first.
Yep. And if it's the person that it was their slip and they were supposed to vacate their slip, well.
SOL.
Yep. You might get a boat towed, sir.
And there's stuff in the dock box. Like, I really want to know whose it is.
Dock box is full, so. Yeah, but that's not our problem. That is a marina problem because they rented a slip out and slip became available. I'm guessing it was when we rented it, so it was the. Gosh, what was that? Did we do an episode since then? I don't think so. Right?
Well, no, we said how we got a slip in Blaine.
Did we?
That was in the last one.
Was it? Oh, okay. So it was around the time of the last one.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. I don't know.
Horse.
It's all blurred together.
Go away.
I think what else? We got about 5 minutes or so left.
Future plans.
Well, I guess before we even get to future plans, because we have more episodes for that, we should talk more. Do you want to talk more about yesterday? We didn't really talk a lot about yesterday. We kind of just glossed over it.
Well, he drove pretty much the whole way. I took the wheel for about a minute and a half, and it was bad news. Gave it back to him.
Yeah, I took a break for a minute. Let our friend Jim drive for a minute so I could take a seat and drink and eat some Pringles. But all in all, it was a good day.
I didn't get seasick at
yeah,
all.
no, you were fine.
I have before, so this is good. I mean, it was pretty calm.
Yeah, but I mean, I think kind of out here it kind of stays pretty calm. Like even with wind, I mean, I don't know how rough it actually really gets. You know, I mean, most people say you only get about 6-footers, and that's when it's like gale force winds. You know, so be interesting to see.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it drizzled on and off.
Long.
Kind of, yeah. It didn't feel.
No, it really didn't.
Long,
like, I mean, we left it.
Well, we left the fuel dock. We left.
Well, I'd say we left our old slip at like maybe it was like 10:30, I think, because we had some slight mechanical issues. The motor decided to just overheat. Figured out what that was. It was the thermostat. Thermostat gave up the ghost between the last couple weeks and when we ran it last time. Maybe you're just been stuck. We kind of ran it up to 180, 200 the last couple times, and it's at temperature, and shut it down. Didn't really let it run to see if it ran, if it stayed at temperature, but whatever. That's right. So, yeah, it's kind of a good thing that Jim was there. Knows a lot more about those motors than I do. So, yeah, we pulled the thermostat and it sat at 160 the whole time. So we ran it pretty much nonstop after that. Went and got fuel and had a bit of a like what the heck moment.
I'm ready to jump over the edge already at this point out of irritation.
We get fuel and go start back up, and motor doesn't start. We're like, what the heck? Like not even a chuckle out of it. And what the heck? Like it just ran perfect. So again, popped down, and we kind of had set the cushions up. So we actually had taken like the back cushion off, and the other cushion was on just to help like dampen the noise, but it was easy enough to pop off, and you pop the the cover off, and you can see the whole top of the motor. So and the starter, the wire from the starter solenoid to the starter was off. Just wasn't even connected anymore for some reason.
And you don't know why. It just came off.
Jim thinks that it was loose to begin with. That it was like on the very edge of being disconnected, and and it's just he was saying too, maybe even that's why it was a bit hard to start sometimes, because that connection was loose, and the connector is a bit corroded, so it's on my list. We just gotta snip it off and put a new connector on it. So yeah, we popped that back on and started right up. So just little things, and some of it's just little maintenance-y stuff that previous owners just, they had all the major engine stuff done, but, even motor mechanics are, we're human, so.
And what's the app that you use?
Uh, Navionics.
Navion. I keep wanting to say
Navionics,
avionics, but it's Navionics.
Yeah, so we have a tablet at the helm that we use for navigation purposes. So
and it worked well.
It did. It definitely. If Jim wasn't there, we would have been fine.
Okay.
It's just Jim's just treasure trove of knowledge.
They've done that trip upwards of 6 times.
Yeah.
Him and his family, just back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and he's been sailing the Sound for the last 20 years. I mean, probably even been on boats longer than that. They're older, so, but they've both lived here their whole lives, and so
just another set of eyes to help.
Yeah, so pointing out different landmarks and things to look for, and just kind of good ways to kind of navigate yourself around a little bit. Kind of, not. I mean, they don't even use really a lot of technology on their boat. I mean, they don't even. They have a chart plotter. Doesn't seem like they really use it, but I mean, they do have a chart plotter, and I think like a wind meter and stuff. So a little bit more advanced technology-wise than us, but doesn't seem like they really use them all that much. They go off. If they're going out for 2 weeks, they don't even really rely on their phones. They'll download the tide tables for the 2 weeks. It's the older way.
Is that what they do?
Older way of doing things. I mean, I'm green, so I love my technology.
green.
We're gonna tech the boat up a little bit, but
all the toys.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a good day. It was a good shakedown, kind of get back in the saddle, back on the water. Nothing major catastrophe happened. We didn't hit anything or sink, so
call that a win. Going over some waves, and you almost, I don't know what that was.
What?
When I thought we hit something.
Oh, that was me being a goof. Or we that wine started again, and just the
it was so loud.
Yeah, the throttle, not the throttle. The shift selector is a bit touchy, so it shifts into forward, but it doesn't really click. It just kind of pushes all the way forward, and you can kind of feel it click in. But it doesn't really click back into neutral. You kind of feel it pop out, and it kind of just sits there almost. And I was too high throttle. I should have brought the throttle down before I shifted into neutral, and then I popped it in reverse, and it was just too high RPM and pop, and it's fine. Everything's fine.
I thought we were doomed.
So it's just me, just thinking too fast, trying to do things too fast. But
and the whole first hour, I could just feel you radiating nerves. I could just.
Oh yeah,
it was just like when we drove out of Seattle. And I'm just thinking to myself, gosh. Jim has no clue. If he does, thank you so much for not saying anything, because
yeah, sweating a little bit. just
it's a lot.
Yeah,
you're driving a boat. It's big, and I mean, it was good to do it the first time with somebody, and then we're what buoys to look for, just all the pointers, and
definitely. I mean, we would have muddled through, I think, on our own, but I think some divine something almost. There was a reason we bought this boat. There was a reason. There was a reason.
Because
You know?
If we didn't buy this boat, we wouldn't have met them.
Yeah.
So.
So.
It's all just, it all works together.
Yeah. So.
Where can they find us?
Well, we're on Instagram. Third Eye Sailing.
Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever the shit you get your... No, Google Podcasts.
Yes, I think it is actually up on Google now. So, yeah, I know the link in my bio on Instagram does... I think it points to Anchor.
Oh, mine does too.
But then what you can do is there is a listen on Spotify button, and there is also, I think you can click like more, it's like more options or other platforms or something, and there is, you can copy the actual feed, so you can just toss it into whatever app you want to use. So
okay,
yeah,
it's been real, guys.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll try and do actually once a week now, because
the boat's here.
Here.
30 minutes walk.
We have to set alarms now because we'll stay too long.
Like today, we went down we got there at 3 and we left at
We didn't get back till 7.
So we didn't get back here till 7. We got home and looked at the time. Oh, it's already 7 o'clock. Wow. Okay.
It's fine. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.